What? This is a family raising a hippo in their house? What the fuck?
And you see, there's Jessica.
Yeah. She's an absolute
adorable,
beauty,
huh?
isn't she?
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Rather good looking.
This is like very dangerous, bro. As much as I love hippos, I feel like, you know, it's kind of dangerous to do, right?
Look at her.
Look at it. So this is Jess. This is Jess.
Yes, Jessica is a hippopotamus. Shirley and her husband Tony took her in when she was separated from her mother as a newborn.
Lekkerste titi, my feet. Oh, you're so thirsty, Jess.
She's 13 and
Jess
she's
is a
drinking from a
mama.
bottle.
Ryk mos het goed.
Look at those teeth. She definitely likes rooibos tea, huh?
Oh, she loves it.
That's it. So tell me about how you came to have Jessica in the first place. How did it happen?
Well, we found her in the year 2000 with the floods, and she was washed away from her mother.
Right.
And, well, she washed out just in front of our house. So I ran down and I touched her.
How small was she?
She was premature, and she still had on her umbilical cord.
Oh, good grief. So she
was
literally had been born,
baby.
the floods
Yes.
happened, and she got washed up. What happened then?
We took her into the house, and Tony, with his game ranging experience, he actually knew the formula to make it like mother's milk. And that was the first thing
Mother's
that
milk.
we actually gave to her.
So you didn't have a chance to reunite her with her mother, obviously. She
No,
was
no,
washed up, you couldn't...
No, she never reunited with her mom.
What probably makes this relationship work is a process called imprinting, where an animal forms a very strong bond with the first living thing it sees.
You should sponsor a hippo at Alveus? No, because hippos, if they're not in like a proper environment, can be actually pretty devastating. For example, Pablo Escobar's hippos wreak havoc in Colombia. They are literally incredibly murderous animals. Like, they are so, as much as I absolutely love hippos, I think they're great. There's no, make no mistake, like, they are legitimately incredibly murderous fucking animals. Yeah, I already watched the riot.
As Jessica was washed away from her mother as soon as she was born, it's likely that Tony and Shirley were the first things she saw.
So do you think she's imprinted on you or on Tony?
I think, well, it's 50-50,
Right.
definitely. She sees us as her parents.
Yeah.
Jessica also regularly wanders off back into the wild.
She's not in captivity at all. If
What?
Jessica wanted to leave, she could be in Mozambique now. But she always comes home and she always comes back.
Bro, that's an outside. That's like an outdoor cat. That's an outdoor hippo. That's like, I feel like that's pretty fucking dangerous, right? Am I out of my mind? I feel like this is a very, very dangerous thing to do.
Sometimes she sleeps on the porch with the dog. But at dinner time, she pops into the kitchen to eat with the family.
Oh, lekkerste lekker, my liefie.
Maak paar lekker bek, my liefie.
Oh, good grief. This is unbelievable.
On the menu tonight, it's green beans.
See, you've got the knack, huh?
Oh my God, it's
She wants
fucking
to go
sick
out
though.
now.
When she's finished eating, she goes on her way.
That's so sick.
Dankie, my liefie.
Tony, an ex-game
No, the hippo's chill. She don't bite. You can't pet her. Wait, what?
ranger, has enough experience to know not to try and stop her.
You read the signs, didn't you, Tony? You were like, right, she wants to go out. There's no keeping her in.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, you do see her as a wild animal still?
I see Jessica as a wild animal. She lives a normal hippo life, but she shares her life with us as well. She goes to them, they come to her. She lives a normal life.
So she still goes out with the wild hippos that are further down the river?
That's
Yeah, Vice's Coke Hippos, dude, here. They're incredibly invasive.
These are cocaine hippos. Sorry, they're not actually carrying cocaine.
Hold on.
These 4,000-pound beasts are survivors from the era of Pablo Escobar, who smuggled in 4 of them from a U.S. zoo in the 1980s. These hippos, native to Africa, are pretty much celebrities in Colombia, but not everyone loves them. They've been busy, getting busy, since the kingpin of coke was taken down. There's up to 80 of them now, and researchers estimate that by 2040 the population will grow to more than 1,500, which is no good for the ecosystem of Puerto Triunfo. So many scientists are saying the only option is to kill them.
Yeah, you need to do a mass murder of all the hippos because they're incredibly invasive and incredibly murderous.
A reminder, Colombia shouldn't have a hippo problem. After Escobar was killed, the government took over the estate. It sent off some animals to local zoos, but these hippos roamed free since they were too large and aggressive to capture. In January, some well-meaning scientists offended the Colombian public by arguing in a scientific journal that the population needed a good old-fashioned cull. That's because Colombia is hippo paradise. Compared to their native habitat, they've got much more water and way fewer natural predators to hunt them. Like actually none, at all. It's hard for a hippo to die here. So these coke hippos have tormented the local ecosystem, competing with native wildlife and polluting waterways with their toxic poops. This fuels algae blooms and reduces oxygen available for native fish.
The real problem with hippos is their uncontrolled reproduction. Being such a territorial species, it offers a latent danger for fishing population and other people who live in this area.
But people who live in the area are obsessed with hippos.
Que no nos los maten porque ellos son animales que quieren vivir igual a nosotros y queremos que estos hipopótamos como nosotros también sigan viviendo acá en este río y sigan siendo parte de nuestra economía y de nuestro sustento y de la belleza natural que aquí podemos presentar.
There's a whole hippo economy. Hippo safari tours, hippo-themed shops. And when each of the 50,000 annual tourists flock to Escobar's old hacienda, now a theme park, they're greeted by this statue of the area's unofficial mascot. All this makes it really hard to get away with a cull, since residents see it as a scientist-sanctioned hippo genocide. But there is another way.
There's been a lot of debate about what should be done about them, how it should be done. People in Colombia and internationally are very resistant to killing hippos.
Professor Shuren's working with government biologists to implement a chemical sterilization program, since castrating a hippo is really tough, practically impossible. Colombia's actually been trying to castrate Escobar's hippos since 2013. They've only managed to castrate about 1 per year, and it's because their testes are, well, hard to get to.
Males and females have internal gonads, so they're all of their reproductive parts are inside of their body, so it's not like castrating a sheep or a pig.
Not only are their balls internal, but they vary in depth, making them tough to find, which leaves sterilization as the only non-lethal option.
You leave them their favorite food, which is cabbage, and then you sort of build a little pen around it, and they just keep coming back into the pen, and then get them used to the pen, and then one day you just slam the door shut, and then you've got a hippo in a pen. And then you can dart it and sterilize it. They're hard to catch because they only come out at night. Basically, you have to give them a couple shots. It's like getting your coronavirus vaccine.
Some scientists say the current sterilization program won't be enough.
Sterilization alone is not going to be enough to control this invasion. If we cull a certain number of individuals per year, it's possible to eradicate the population.
If they do decide to kill the hippos, they expect less hippo poop, meaning cleaner waters and more oxygen for fish. But they might be too iconic to sway the public.
It's normal that they have this empathy for the hippos. Hippos are so big and so great. Think about also in the other species of animals that are living there and that are probably going to suffer the consequences of this invasion. For me, what is necessary here is to protect and conserve the integrity of our ecosystem over an exotic species, even if this exotic species is super charismatic and super cute.
Crazy, but true.